it's not really, well, I mean, it is a bit of a slower run. I've done this 2 times, going through it pretty fast, so I'm just going to take it a bit slower this time around because, well, a bit of a story refresher because of Dread coming out in, well, 2 days. I'm not going to 100% this one, I'm just going to play through this normally. Dread comes out on Friday, so I'm just playing this for a little bit of story refresher for everyone. I don't think I'll need it personally, but I want to replay it regardless. I have to ask you to deliver questions. A few delivery questions? What do you mean delivery questions? Oh, I mean for Dread, I suppose. So yeah, almost 2 years. Like, jeez, almost getting up there. But yeah, with Dread coming out, it was like, yeah, let's just replay this a few days beforehand so I can brush up with the story. Though, don't think it's going to be that needed, but hey. Also, my button layout for this is weird, but hey. I'd been assigned to watch over biologic research team, so once again I found myself on the surface of SR-388. Looking forward to Dread. I'm going to be streaming that as soon as I get it, so I hope it arrives early on the day and not at like this time, because it would have been a few hours wasted already. But as soon as I get it, I'll probably start streaming it. Well, unless it's like 8 in the morning, but even then I'd still be tempted to do so. It was said that I was attacked by a life form I'd never encountered before. It was only later that I learned the identity of my attacker, the parasitic organism we now know as X. 90 years. We've been waiting 90 years. Yeah, pretty much. Unaware of my condition, I was returning to the station when disaster struck. Once the X had infested my central nervous system, I lost consciousness and my ship drifted into an asteroid belt. So does that mean you're going to bed early Thursday? I'll try. I'll sleep less if I have to. Well, I woke up decently early today because I had to take Shiva to the vet. The ship's emergency system automatically ejected the escape pod before impact. Biologic vessel recovered it and transported me to Galactic Federation HQ. However, during the journey, the X multiplied within me, corrupting large areas of my power suit. You should have actually called this corruption of... No, right, fusion also works. Shiva's doing fine. She is staring at my bookshelf right now, though, and I have no idea why. Don't you look so smug at me? Corrupting large areas of my power suit. It then came to light that the organic components of my power suit had become so integrated with my system that it could not be removed while I was unconscious. Large portions of my suit had to be surgically removed, dramatically altering my physical appearance. Smug cat. However, the X in my central nervous system were too embedded to be removed safely. I was given a minimal chance of survival. Place a figure close to the edge, which can knock it off as a treat. I will not. Then, someone found a cure. They proposed using a Metroid cell to make an anti-X vaccine. It seemed that the Federation had managed to preserve a cell culture from the last infant Metroid from SR-388. The serum was prepared and injected without delay. That means that Samus cannot remove a suit. Indeed. The X parasites were immediately and completely destroyed. I do have to question, however, if in hindsight that that Metroid cell was from the last Metroid that Samus saved, or was it one of the Federation's created ones, I wonder. Also, that explains why the suit is blue here, because it's basically just something growing over the mechanical parts of it, I believe. Which is also why it looks that weird and Dread trailers as far as we've seen. As for me, one life ended, yet I survived. Reborn is something different. If you get a good ending in time, she takes it off. Yeah, it's just the power suit itself that's a little bit weird. Pondering this fact, I realize I owe the Metroid hatchling my last swipe over. So I went to researchers also given the X vaccine if they were going to study the X. Because they didn't really know that the specimens on the BSL were infected by the X as well. We'll soon be arriving at the BSL research station. I must prepare for docking. At least I assume that they didn't know about the X being inside the specimens, so that's why they got caught off guard. They didn't know the X was on the station, yeah. Plus they also sent in, well, as you can see, it indexed the power suit there. Or well, the remains of the power suit that got stripped off. The ship's computer has notified me of the approach to the Biological Space Labs, or BSL research station. During my surgery, the research team sent the last batch of creatures that we captured there, as well as the infected pieces of my power suit. After regaining consciousness, I learned that an unexplained explosion rocked the station. For some reason, it awoke nameless fear in my heart, and now I'm being sent there to investigate. My mission on the BSL station will be overseen by my new ship's computer. Following the commands of this blunt computerized CEO is something I have to bear, as it was a condition for my taking the ship. For someone who dislikes taking orders, this will be the second time I've found myself having to do so. It makes me recall my other CEO, the commanding officer. Well, I'll just say CEO. They probably knew about the parts. No, I don't know if they actually knew about it or not. Well, they should have known about it. Look, let's not treat like the Galactic Federation knows what they're doing. I mean, we know how the plot of this game goes. They aren't very smart. There's been an explosion in the quarantine bay. The bay currently stores capsules containing recent samples from SR-388, as well as parts of your suit infected by the X-parasites. The cause of the explosion is as yet unclear. Investigate. The quarantine bay is here. Move quickly and quietly. You are still unable to use most of your latent abilities. Don't forget that, Samus. Stop at the navigation room on the way, uplink from there. Is your objective clear? Yes. Now go to the quarantine bay. Can I use my control stick for this? Nope, I cannot. Yeah, what is my button layout for this? How do I shoot? This button? Oh. Hold on, I need to remap my my controls here for a second because this isn't very nice. Configure 1. That should do it. Oh! There we go. So let's not press that one button because it's speed up. I mean, I know that there is some items here, but I can't pick them up just yet. Would be very much sequence breaking if you could pick up, like, I think it's either a power bomb tank or a missile tank that you can pick up there. The quarantine bay is ahead. Biosigns are confirmed. Be careful. Well, I can't pay a visit to Ridley yet. Suppose they probably didn't expect the X-parasites to be able to cope with... Yeah, like it's our mechanical parts of the suit as well. And they aren't really aware at this point that they can like mimic technological things as well. The first time that happened, I was like actually terrified. Like, oh no, I absorbed the X parasite. I'm going to die now. But no. No one but the Chozo even understand how the power suit works. Are you sure that the Chozo even understand it? Don't even know anymore at this point. This is unfortunate news. The specimens brought back by the field team are infected by X parasites. The X can mimic its prey. Any specimen could have hosted it. So they just kinda dumped all the specimens in Sector 1, I think? Or what did they do with them anyway? Like, there's never really clarified what they do with the specimens. Before the explosion, the security sensor scanned 1. The gelatinous X parasites invade and rapidly reproduce, killing the host creature. Oh well, they put them in the quarantine bay. That's also fair, I suppose. They also absorb DNA and use it to mimic the host. You were almost killed by an X infection. Only the Metroid vaccine saved your life. It seems Metroids were the main predators of the X. I think they just put them in the tubes of Sector 1. Yeah. That's what I think, because it all life forms from SR388, so yeah. That's why the vaccine works so quickly and so well. But it also has changed your cellular makeup. You will never be infected by the X again. In fact, you can now absorb any free-floating X parasites. Without a host, merely use it by touching them. This will allow you to replenish health and restore weapons. You may also restore latent abilities this way, so pursue free X parasites whenever you possibly can. The station is home to many species, some violent ones. We must keep the X out of the breeding environments at all costs. This is vital, Samus. I can already detect massive biosigns in this region. Okay, so that just means that they didn't put the specimens directly into Sector 1 at this point. They just put them in a quarantine bay, but because of the explosion, they broke out. That makes sense. I'm already detecting massive biosigns in this region. The X are gathering. This may be our chance to exterminate them, but you're only at 10% battle capacity. Your chance of survival is extremely low. The Federation needs you alive and on duty, Samus. Is your objective clear? Yes. Now get going. I've released a lock on level 0 hatches. Look for the blinking hatches. I also still feel that the blue suit that you see here is basically a combination with some of the power suit and her Zero suit, but I'm not sure though, because it's this exact same shade as her Zero suit was. I need to remap that button before I press it more times by accident. It's kind of stupid, but let me do that. Let me do that. Yeah, that's better. Can you detect the carbon or something? Yeah, that's right. That's not the GBA future, how could you? Hey, I unbound it now. Also, I need to get my... you don't see the mouse, but I see it here. She said to be made part Chozo of the suit to even live on the planet, I think. She has some Chozo DNA inside of her, that is true. I'm not sure how much, though. I have received news from headquarters. They can support you with downloadable weapons data. Once you have this data, you will be able to use missiles. This will help against some enemies your beam can't hurt. Head to the data room for the download. The data room is here. With missiles, your chance of survival climbs to 20%. Oh, gene splicing. Also, I like how there's just a vending machine here. It's like... We might be in space in like the future or whatever it is, but there's just like a vending machine. The Alter Universe with Samus was made part really instead. Game overs would just not be a thing. Would you grow wings and a tail if that was the case? The computer reminds me of a gruff Federation commanding officer I served under the name Adam Malkovich. He called me a lady on missions, and from anyone else it would have sounded sarcastic. But Adam made it sound dignified. Out of respect and some irony, I named the computer after him. So we know that Adam also returns in Dread. So I think she just like stole the AI and put it in her own ship or something like that, or just kept it. I mean, she's supposed to be a fugitive at this point. Well, I guess we'll find out more on Friday. You wouldn't download a missile. Maybe she lays eggs. No. That is a questionable train of thought. The AI came with the ship. Yes, but it is still a commanding officer that's well, an ex-commanding officer, and who follows orders from the Federation at this point. Electrical interference has knocked out the elevators on the main deck. This may be related to the axe, I'll work on it. As for you, try to find another way to the target. It's located here. I'm reading huge bioscience, I will hope your missiles work. To reload missiles you can use a recharge room or resolve a special type of X-parasite. You'll see them, try it out. Missiles are your only hope, don't hesitate to use them. Now find a way to the target. Oh no. Chat, I can't aim diagonally and equip my missiles at the same time. Time to go back to the keybinds once again. I am sorry for this. I should have checked this out before I hold on though. Wait. Ah, that works. It's a bit weird, but no idea Dread is going to start. At the end of this stage, Bruno's investigation will take place. Yeah, Samus is pretty much, well, I assume she's fugitive. Well, I guess we'll find out. We'll probably get a recap of the Fusion story anyway. Pre-release stuff seems to claim that Samus is just out and about at the start of Dread. Yeah, it's weird. She isn't hunted as actively as you would think, huh? Also, I think this is one of the one of the few games where you start with like 10 missiles when you obtain them. Usually it's like 5. It's been 20 years. They've already given up. I mean, it's been 90 years in our world, not in the in-game world. Though we never got much of an estimate how much time there is between Super and Fusion. Okay, this missile keybind is not really working that well, is it? I'm going to see if I can remap it again, because this is not really a good button to have it on. I really am sorry for all the interruptions though. If it works, this should be the last time though. There we go. Not everyone's up to date with the pre-release stuff. Nah, fair enough. I don't want an extra energy tank, so don't mind me. You should be sorry. Well, if you have Nintendo Switch Online, you can just like play Super Metroid on there. Which is what I did for the stream a few weeks ago. There we go. Easy enough. Arachnus Axe. Morph ability recovered. Press down twice to morph. I wasn't originally planning to play Super Metroid again because I really don't like its engine, but I did it anyway. Had fun with it. The only one I haven't replayed in recent times is the first Metroid game or Zero Mission in that regard. But yeah, so be it. I did play AM2R and Samus Returns both actually. Because I was just really in the mood to play AM2R. It came with the mini console. I kinda wanted the Super Nintendo classic thingy, but they were all bought out instantly. And it was like kind of a waste of money anyway if I just wanted for Metroid really. Samus, this is a feared. The breeding environments have been invaded by the X-parasites. Sector 1 shows several abnormalities on biosensors. Sector 1 is a simulation of the SR388 ecosystem. To get there, take the main elevator to the access shaft and use elevator 1. Is your objective clear? Use the navigation room just inside for further briefing. I'm not sure, but I think that whoever allowed the access into the environments may also be linked to the early explosion. Well, both are pretty good, I suppose. I mean, I personally am kind of biased to AM2R because it nails the atmosphere a little bit better, I feel. The official remake is good too in its own right, though it's a little bit too heavy on the Counter-Strike. And I hope Dread kind of balances that out. Alright, I guess we'll have to see that. Super Nintendo Mini is amazing. If you manage to buy it, that is. Like, those things were sculpted like hot candy. Sculpted like amiibo, you could say, even. Also, sector of the area 3 / the industrial complex in the official remake is so annoying with the what are it? The Gamma Metroids? They are so bloody annoying with them just walking around and escaping in the middle of the fight. I thought you killed Dark Samus. Well, this ain't Dark Samus. The main elevator leading to the access shaft has been severely damaged. It will be totally unusable for some time, unfortunately. Some unknown agent is at work. Something very powerful, certainly not human. I'll report when I know more. Now listen closely. Do you guys not have security cameras in this place? God damn it. The X in Sector 1 have invaded the atmospheric stabilizers. They must want to alter the environment to their needs. They are already reproducing. Clear all 5 atmospheric stabilizers to stop them. Is your objective clear? Now get moving. Also, this never comes in play again, does it? Like, they are changing the atmosphere inside of this sector in order to reproduce, but in other sectors they just kinda reproduce without altering the atmosphere. Knowing the Federation, the cameras are biological and not X-parasites. Yeah, that's actually a very fair argument, huh? Also, if you look at the top left of this this thing, you can see there that's a GameCube on there. Like, just smuggle in there with the trash. Clever little Easter egg. They're probably altering the atmosphere to keep the Metroids from reproducing. Ah, that is actually a fair point. That is actually a fair point. Actually, this isn't an Axis native habitat. This is the only habitat they shouldn't have to change. Yeah, that is true. Which makes Vampy's theory sound quite logical in that regard, yeah. On the other hand, it would be impressive that they found out so fast that there are Metroids on the station, though. Because they're hidden in a secret sector. Unless the SAX already hacked the system and managed to read the data on it, I'm not sure. Axe have also acquired a bunch of information they've never had before. That will still go extremely fast though. Like, they don't decide to hunt down Samus with the frozen axe for a while yet. The axe can smell them or something. Perhaps. You have the information from the researchers. That's also true. The dead scientist, yeah. Maybe so, yeah. Samus, why didn't you grab that? It's good to have some extra energy tanks, otherwise you've been toasted, huh? I also still don't know how they managed to copy Space Pirates though. Like, if they found the DNA on Samus' suit, and Jesus, do you never clean that bloody suit? Also, why are there crabs in this zone? SR388 never had any crabs or something like that. Not in the official remake. Actually, the official remake has even less diversity in its ecosystem. You have Ridley's frozen corpse. Nah, that is true. Maybe there's some space pirates on the hand too. I like to think Samus had at least 3 inches of space pirate core on a suit after Super. I mean, we don't know how long fusion takes place, how long it is after after Super that fusion takes place. So doesn't she bloody clean a doesn't she bloody clean a suit at this point? Come on. Like, just jump in a puddle of water. I think there was a missile tank here as well, right? Yes. Not Rom explained how they got Ridley's corpse. How did they get a baby Ridley to begin with, though, in Older Ram is the other question in that regard. Or little birdie, whatever you want to call it. Was it not a clone? Yeah, I think it was a clone, but how did they originally get it? Could you stop coming back to life? Hello there, Roxy. And good afternoon, and thank you for the sub as well. How are you doing, Oxy? Hope you're doing fine. Federation got some DNA of some suit that had no match in their data, so when it came out as a cute baby thing, they decided to research it. Ah. What with the screen capture message? Huh? Screen capture message? What's wrong? Oh. You're telling me the alerts are not displaying properly? No, it's displaying properly, so I don't know. I don't know what you mean there, Dan Zaza. Bottom left? What do you mean bottom left? I don't see anything. Everything goes fine here, Roxy. Community team is forcing us one of those tiny mouses and no keybinds for next time, so yeah. Ooh, that's annoying. Everything is fine here, just like red text keeps showing screen capture? I don't see anything. Oh. Oh no. Oh. Oh no, now I see. Oh no. Oh, hold on. Hold on. I got the problem. My missile select is mapped to the same button as the screen capture. As a screenshot feature, so probably my folder is now going to be full of screen captures. Hold on. Oh yeah, that's a bunch of screenshots. Let me delete those quickly. God damn it. I bound it to the backspace button now, so that shouldn't be showing up anymore. Like I didn't notice because I'm not playing off the recording. Like I'm just watching it at my screen here, so I didn't notice it at all. Oh gosh, this is one amateuristic playthrough of Metroid, isn't it? Needing to change my button configuration every 5 minutes. I thought that you meant that something was wrong with the with the display message when Oxy got her sub, so I kept replaying that a few times to see what you meant, but that wasn't what you meant. Hello there, Peach. Reminds me of the time I met my safe state button to the pause button and then wondered why my load states never worked. Oof. Oof. And hello there, Mario. Yeah, they probably got like the unless the Federation took a statue over from SR388, I'm not sure. Can I do the trick? I can do the trick. Yes, Laplace, that's a klutz moment. I know. We should be fine now for the rest of the stream without any silly issues, I hope, or silly keybinds. And thank you for the gifts up there, Laplace. Statues are basically mummies, right? I honestly have no idea. I always thought it were just like, just stone statues. Some Playtrough shows the statues are partly organic based on chorizo. I just thought that chorizo was a one of a kind in that regard, though. I know there's at least one chosen statue in Prime, but it doesn't really say anything special when you scan it, I believe. Myna really likes Yuko. I mean, she is my second favorite Toad character. To like Breath of the Wild mummies. Huh. Big slimy boy. Well, I also get patchy for the ship's for the following thingy. Still no word on the pole shenanigans. It would be something if we had to re-vote. One of the things I definitely dislike about MSOs include the service as a bossing fusion that this is a non-SSR tree. Was it confirmed that it wasn't on SR388? Atmospheric stabilizers online, but many X have already made it to access all the sectors, it seems. In particular, Sector 2, the tropical habitat, shows abnormalities. I suspect the X entered this sector with the help of our unseen saboteur. He or it may be in Tro now. Samus, get over there. We need to put an end to this. It should take it clear. Start moving. I'll brief you at the navigation room. I'm pretty sure area. Yeah, but there aren't any aquatic water areas. Yes, of course, Myna. There aren't any aquatic areas in this sector though, so maybe they just had to relocate it to the water habitat instead. The Ceres might also not be native, a life form native to SR388 and exist on other planets. Can also keep that in mind, I suppose. As I listened to the briefing, my thoughts turned to Adam. The real Adam understood me well. He would end orders by saying, "Any objections, lady?" He knew I wouldn't disagree. That was just his way of noting our trust. No wonder if I can trust his computer too. This is implied because several Zabesian enemies are in fusion. Yeah, that is also true. Not everything on the station is from SR388. I mean, I didn't mind Samus being there. It was fun. And it isn't super immersion breaking or anything. I have learned the identity of our mystery saboteur. Samus, it's an It's an X mimicking you. I've named it the SAX. I believe the SAX came from a capsule containing your infected suit parts. It used a power bomb to escape the quarantine bay. That explosion breached the capsules containing all the X that started this disaster. But the SAX is definitely our biggest worry right now. The SAX is mimicking you at full power. You can't face it. If you see the SAX, just run. Don't think about fighting. You're still very vulnerable to cold, an unexpected side effect of the Metroid vaccine. Like Metroids, you can be frozen by an ice beam. Of course, the SAX is armed with the ice beam. Stay away. If you see it, just run. HQ says they have the bomb data ready at the data room. Bombs will help you find a way out if the SAX traps you. The data room is here, but it's sealed by a level 1 hatch. You'll have to find the security room and release the level 1 locks. But for safety protocols, it's not marked on the map. You'll have to find it on your own time, Samus. So first find the security room and unlock level 1 hatches, then go to the data room and get that bomb data. Keep an eye out for the SAX. I always knew that sex would be the death of me. Epic sex solo. But yeah, the Yuriko stuff, I only have that because there isn't any, well, I mean, I commissioned the overlay for the stream, so that's fine. But I could have gone with Kagero as well, but I wouldn't have had the sprites, at least for the animation in that regard. It's an epic sex man here. Earlier today, someone on the SP Discord posted that video of Gandalf with the sax solo. Kinda appropriate here now, huh? Can't most things, not just Metroid, be frozen by the ice beam? That is true. Also, you have to keep in mind that they're going off to the Metroid logic here, that the beams stack instead of the Prime game logic where you can just swap between them. I like the Prime 1 beam system quite a lot in that regard. Though in Samus Return I found it a little bit annoying that the ice beam was a separate toggle though. Samus, you're also made of flesh, you're vulnerable to the ice beam, superior robot Adam gloating. I mean, that is basically what the Variety suit is for. However, cold never was a faction in the Metroid games until now. I honestly do like that they expanded the Various suit also to include extreme cold temperatures as well, instead of only warm. I mean, it makes sense. I believe there was something in it. Oh. Yes. Grabby boys. I guess I can't reach that yet. I think an ice beam probably kills a normal person in general, yeah. Yeah, it is kinda weird, huh? So, the charge beam infusion is kinda weird. It currently is made out of two bullets that you can see, like when it impacts. And when I shoot like this, like one half of the beam impacts the wall and the other side does not. But the charge shot also has this little, how do I call it? There's a little swoosh effect that goes backwards from the arm cannon. That thing deals like 4 times damage if you hit enemies with it. But yeah, you won't really stand in melee range to blast enemies with that. But it's like a speedrun trick, I believe. Oh, buzz off. Also, this is the only game that doesn't have any doors that lock with, open only with missiles, huh? 99% of this game and lost all my memory of what the power-ups are. It's been a long time since I went for 100% in this one. I am pretty sure something is here though. There we go. I'm not going to pick up everything, but just like a few things here and there. So the Metroid game book that came out after Metroid 1, my RNG is trash and only died to small crawling enemies. I saw a video about that yesterday, I never knew about that one actually until I saw that video yesterday, which is interesting. Missile doors are silly, yeah. The video gives a link to a browser version of the game book, so you give it a try. That is nice though, that someone actually made it public on the internet. Especially if you consider that those sell for like what? What was the price that they mentioned? Was it 2,000 or was it $200? I don't know. Well, they would be expensive. Dungeons and Dragons with Samus. 200k, yeah, not too surprised. I do like the implications that back then the space pirates are thought of as humans though. Instead of insectoid aliens or whatever they are. Or a mix of things if anything. Maybe there even are human space pirates at this point. Oh, right, blue one. Alright, these things. Let's wait until they pass. They're probably going to hit me anyway. That's what I'm being careful for. Troll humans in insect suits. Maybe. We don't know. Well, I mean, the prime ones definitely aren't. The thing is that the browser version does all the mapping tracking for you. Huh. That is handy. Come on, someone's get up there. I know I said I would take it not as a little bit slower, but I'm still not going to save, and I don't feel that I need to save though. Like, I'm fairly confident in my skills in this game. And now that I said it, I'm probably going to die to something very stupid. That's just how karma goes. I wonder if these will return in Dread too. The spider killed you twice when you got cocky. Yeah, Yakuza is a hard boss. It can be really annoying. He was one of the walls I was stuck on back in the day. That and Nightmare definitely gave me a run for my money. This thing is so weird. I know that there is an entire room to the right of it that has, like, I think a health tank with a shine spark puzzle. I haven't done that one in ages though, because it's just so off the beaten path. Yeah, the walk back from Yakuza is also really annoying. I think Charge Beam does more damage at this point actually, but I can spam missiles faster, so I think it still evens out at this point. There we go. Imagine if you could skip bosses by absorbing them before you start. Speedrun track. It's called Nightmare for a reason. I do wonder why they called it that. Like, for players it's definitely a nightmare the first time you face it, but why did the Federation think, like, hey, let's call it Nightmare, because why not? If both shots hit, yeah. It's also a bit annoying with this boss, like, you might just hit the edge of its mouth, so you won't hit both particles of it. I'll just make a quick save here. Hello there, Carrot. But yeah, this playthrough shouldn't take that long. It's still probably going to be like 2 hours or something like that, but... Well, I mean, I say that, but I'm already going for 50 minutes. It's quite long, considering I can beat this game in like the in-game time of 1 hour and 10 minutes. 1 hour 13 or something like that. Damage go back and forth between until plasma is gone. Yeah. And then Wave Beam is absolutely broken with how much times it ticks for damage. It's really weird how the damage formula works in this game in that regard. No. Fish. Like the first time I got to Ridley in this game, I was like, yeah, let's just use missiles. It was a mistake, because the Wave Beam does so much more damage, it's insane. Because of how big its sprite is as well. Oh, getting close to this one is annoying, huh? Or was it a missile? Not sure. Oh no, wait, I need to... There we go. It was funny seeing Christian getting stuck in this place and trying to figure out how to get everything. While I was sitting down, it's like, yeah, no, it's easy, just do this and this. I do really like the visuals and sound effect of the plasma beam in this game for some reason. No idea why. Jump miss speedrun overtime for reset. I've been getting a message, hold on. Who is sending me messages at this point of day? It's my mother just sending me a message. Like I mentioned last week on Discord that she's gotten a... she fell basically. And she just got back from the hospital after getting surgery for that, so that's fine. Wasn't there a secret here? No wait, that was the next room. I'm being silly. Long story short, my mom drank a little bit too much last week. She got drunk and she fell over and kinda broke her face. In 3 separate places. I mean, I did always tell her to watch it with the alcohol. Well, I guess she finally got her comeuppance in that regard. Slow run isn't going too well either, should have taken at least a few more hours to get there. Are you saying that my slow run isn't slow enough? Huh. I'd still like to beat it in one sitting, you know. Let's see what it was in this room. There we go. I need a bomb sword. I guess I'm mistaking it for another wall further into the sector. It just like has a little hole in it. I have the extra HP so I can take the hits here if I need to. There we go. These things hurt a lot. It is funny how these nest-like thingies existed in Super Metroid, but you can damage them here for some reason. And yeah, in Super Metroid they also never evolved. Weirdly enough. Casual playthrough, not as infusion as I'm into Super Metroid 0. Purely for the dialogue. That is fair, that is fair. Like I'm only doing a casual playthrough because Dread is near. and usually I just like, well, I wouldn't really call it speedruns because I'm not a pro speedrunner, but I still try to go as fast as I can. And 1 hour and 11 minutes, I think it was. Still pretty fast, I would say, for an amateur. Samus, we've got trouble. Releasing the security lock may have been a bad idea. The SAX has invaded the water environment in Sector 4, with several thousand X. With the blue hatches activated, the SAX slipped in easily. The creatures and the systems in Sector 4 are already showing multiple irregularities. I'm currently investigating. I'll brief you in the navigation room when you arrive. Heavy quotation mark speedrun, fast walk, power walk. Now head for Sector 4. I like to call them semi-speedruns. I really like the normal suit because I like the shade of blue that's used in it, with the contrast of the yellow. But I do think that the gravity suit looks really, really good. The Varia suit, we don't talk about the Varia suit, that thing is utter vomit. The SAX, an enemy with my strongest abilities, but does it have a reason? Probably not, it's just a killing machine. In my current state I can't face it head on, the SAX is me, only heartless. I must stop it before it learns its potential and threatens the universe. Purple plus green is good. Isn't it a Varia suit though? Like, isn't it like more purple and aqua bluish? The Varia suit is like either... Was it yellow and purple or was it green and purple? I'm not sure anymore. Also, I'm getting another message. Second. I'm just telling my mom success with the recovery. That's all I can do, really. Gravity is green plus purple. This sector has taken more damage than expected. I knew the X were powerful and destructive, but still. This seems to be purposeful. We certainly cannot rule out the possibility that SAX has a high degree of intelligence. I find the X fascinating, especially the SAX. But I digress. This sector is home to a very large creature the researchers call Saris. It's capable of moving and attacking at ultra high speed. The more sensors and widespread destruction here may be attributable to Cyrus. No doubt the SAX released it, but I can't be sure why yet. Cyrus has returned often to the breeding tank here. Its natural behavior must be go back to it periodically. It's a valuable specimen, but you have been authorized to terminate it. If you don't, it may invade other sectors. Is your objective clear? While you're moving, be careful. Some broken power nodes have electrified the water, but we can't cut the power. Doing so would affect the wall station adversely. If you touch the water, you'll be electrocuted. Conserve energy as you go. That is a very bad design flaw, really. That you cannot disable power per sector. But if you disable power, that it will activate affect the entire bloody space station. That is very stupid in the design decision. I would say I was going to all the sectors and stuck on the water. Also a good question, huh? I mean, I guess it can move through water pipes, but then you would wonder why the hell they made the water pipes that big, huh? No, I think I returned here later on, didn't I? No, I don't think I did. What's up here then again? Oh wait, I do return from this side, huh? Oh well, now I'm here. Wonder if the sectors can be detached individually. They do look like that when you look at a map of the place, but We know that the forbidden sector can be removed at least. And the way you can travel between sectors later on seems to, in these little space bridges, seems to indicate that maybe they are not as connected now. So you can just like yeet them off. Which is still weird why the powering system doesn't work like that for some reason. Oh! I find it funny that they have like the baby dragons in like the deeper area of this sector. Oh, no, not the big fish. Not like the big fish. Aren't there like orange colored frogs that are poisonous or something like that? Or am I mistaking it just with green? Either poisonous or venomous. Doesn't really matter. Poison dart frogs. They do look cute though. Just a shame about the whole deadly thing, right? Perhaps there was a design flaw for all the foreign containments to be placed inside the main lab as well as one of... Yeah, that's also quite a design flaw, isn't it? They should have made it like just a thing they could eject into space easily instead of it being stuck to the main part of the laboratory. It's kind of weird, but hey. Look, the Galactic Federation has a lot of questionable plans. Let's just keep it at that, shall we? So frog is very colorful and very likely poisonous. Yellow, red and blue aside from orange. Well, at least I was right about orange. There isn't anything up here. I'll need to show you the way forward, really. What if it eats itself? What do you think it is? Ouroboros? That's voodoo. I always kind of felt that the horned toads from Sector 1 in this game look kind of poisonous. Though we never really get a confirmation on them if they are or not. Though they do projectile vomit at you, so it's likely to assume that they are. What if I didn't want to die? There is probably easier ways to do that than find a exotic frog and consume the frog. Welcome back, Laplace. Okay, now this shenanigans. Okay, time for a rave party. I love this Sarah's music. It's pretty poppin'. Big splash. Oh, missed it. Didn't Christian get confused when I told him there was a pattern to his attacks? Here he comes. I was about to say maybe we can like no hit this guy, but hey, then I got hit before I even said it, so karma. This thing is indeed a pattern. Oh, well, he uses his attacks in a random way, but if you see him splash around a lot, then you know he's coming for you. Time for speed! Cyrus gave you so much shit in your recent playthrough. Cyrus is easy. If you know his styles, he's really easy. Case in point, I took more damage on the X-Core part than yeah, the core part was very sloppy on my half. Damn it. Because I insisted on staying on the dry part of the arena, I had a bit more trouble with Cyrus than I should have. Well, the core that is. Time to go for a walk. There we go. It's kind of a shame we couldn't have done this earlier. Cyrus wouldn't have had any water to fight in. Wasn't there something hidden here? Probably another room. Oh, probably another room. Ow! Forgot about that wall respawning. I mean, I'm doing this, but I'm probably going down anyway for the missile tanks and stuff. Most poor gamer. I don't make emotes, don't ask me. Also, it is weird how the sides are grayish and the lower floor is blue colored. No idea why they did that. Ah, this is where it was. Oh! Nice, can't even get that yet. If you're commissioned to use them here. Maybe. I don't have that much emote slots though, do keep that in mind. I already had to remove something for the smug tea emote. Why am I doing this? I barely need anything. Sitting on Twitch on the Disney Amazon password has been a while. Everything is going fine here. I had to change my passwords here because of the earlier data leak. It's more of a security breach than a data leak with everything that got leaked, really. So servers have been infected by the X2. Well, as a result, you recovered another ability. At this rate, you may be able to face the SEX yet, but that's still ways off. HQ has more support data. This time it's a missile upgrade data. You desperately need this, but the data room here is sealed with a level 4 lock, the highest security level. Let's avoid opening sensitive areas until it's necessary. Oh, trust me, it's never going to be necessary, but I'm just going to do it. Also, the route to the data room in Sector 2 is blocked by still more SEX activity. I note a deliberate activity pattern, as if it's blocking your recovery intentionally. Sims looks like your best option for this download is in Sector 3. You'll find the data room on your map after using a navigation room there. Now head for Sector 3. Yeah. Removing is a terrible look. God damn it, lab. Well, things that come to... Wasn't that the thing between poisonous and venomous? Like one is only if you eat it, and the other one is on touch. I mean, you can perfectly fine eat a snake, but if the snake... Oh, a snake, yes. You can perfectly fine eat a snake, but if the snake bites you, you get poisoned. So that's different. But you can still eat it without any problems. As long as you don't eat the venom sacs, I imagine. Thankfully, the X have not invaded this area yet. The data room is sealed by another security hatch. In order to download, you must find the security room here and activate level 2 hatches. This may allow the SEX and X parasites into the area, but we are left with no choice. Your recovery is our main goal. The data room is here, as I explained. The security rooms cannot be shown on the map. Be careful, Samus, you will see very violent organisms here. And avoid the ultra-heated areas, your suit can take it. It can take such high temperatures yet, but we're working on it. Level 2 hatches are green. Release the lock and proceed to the data room for download. Super missile data is ready, your firepower will triple. Is your objective clear? Well, eat the big sentinel spaghetti when you can eat normal tasty spaghetti. Also true. There are no ultra heated areas on this route, so turn back if you enter one. I wonder, is snake tasty? Don't really think there is much meat on it, is there? Thank you for the prime, Bluesy. Can actually drink snake venom without any effect, assuming you don't have any minor cuts in your mouth, then you'll just die. Okay. So it's more blood contact based in that case then, huh? I mean, no, it's not Amazon on Twitch, but they still get a cut of it, so hope those don't tend to be tasty, no fat. Don't eat Mia. There we go. I see Oxy still trying to spread pet propaganda. Now where was that room? There it is. I'm not remove the pets. Just don't eat snake soup, it's easy. always find those flying things are very weird looking. This weird case is like poison ivy, was not exactly poison, but rather triggers your immune system. Wow, more power bomb shenanigans, okay. I do wonder how those things live in this station though. Like they burrow into walls, but isn't all the walls here metallic and stuff like that? Come on, Samus. These things hurt a lot, actually. Maybe I should stop hugging them. There we go. I still find it weird that... Oh. That from the footage on from Dread that we've had so far, that we only got like 2 or 3 missiles per tank or something like that. So why are you doing this? Why do you have to ruin the perfectly fine number 5 that you get per tank upgrade? Yeah, but the missiles can fire from Super Metroid. And the pills from SR and Dread is similar, but you don't enjoy scanning the walls. Yeah. Recharge, please. And let you save. Alright, time to trigger the walls. Maybe I should start looking into some fusion or zero mission ROM hacks. Might be fun to do in the future. Ow! I wonder if in Dread we ever get to see another security robot in this line. Definitely not popular to hack. That is because most people seem to prefer the Super Metroid engine, which I do not. I'm an outlier. You're already done for? Jesus. For some weird sprite overlap. Let's do some item pickups here. Where do you come from? Oh. Shine Spark failed. Good job, me. Yeah, the security robot is weak to missiles and only missiles. Still, he didn't take much shots at all. Shine sucks. Whee! I do like that compared to Super Metroid, you don't take any damage while you shine sparking. I find that so silly. Like, you might just die if the shine spark distance is too fast and you're too low on health. It's like, what? Who thought this was a good idea? Come on. There we go. Time for Sector 6. Because screw doing things in logical order here. Is this where we get the message? Don't know. I see that you encountered a rogue security robot. You may destroy it if you meet again, your safety is vital. But as to your brief, level 2 security locks are released, so sectors 5 and 6 are open. That means the sectors have been likely infiltrated by X. They are much harder to stop than we initially suspected. Sector 5 is Sub-Zero. He's still susceptible to cold from the vaccine side effects, so you take damage if you even set a foot inside there. Avoid Sector 5 from now, but in the meantime HQ is working on the data to adjust your suit for extreme temperatures. Once you've downloaded the transmissions, you can download it, but the X have destroyed all the data rooms you've used so far, so it can no longer adapt their capacity for critical thought. You have to use the data room in the night habitat. Sector 6. Go to Sector 6 and access the navigation room there. Objective clear. Yes. Tread lightly, Samus, you're the only one who can do this, and the X may be much more dangerous than we know. Remember, Christian, I think it was having double because he didn't use missiles. Don't remember. Well, the first time we played Fusion, I had a lot of trouble with Nightmare. Ooh, what's this? Alright, Oxy, take care. Does Sam suspect anything? No, I do not think so. Good. Monitor her closely. Affirmative. Out. Mystery man. See you klutz. Ooh. Ooh. Them's harsh words, lap. Them's harsh words. Shine Spark bonus. As a kid I love doing that, just like activating Shine Spark and going down the elevator with it active. Why? Because it looked fancy. The various suit data is here from HQ, ready to download. Get moving to a data room. But there is a problem. X from the Sub-Zero sector are in Sector 6. And they've been changed by the cold. If you absorb one, you'll be frozen from within. This seems to be like a deliberate tactic. Ugh, English words. Once you downloaded the various suit modification, you'll be out of danger. Just be extremely careful until then. The data room is here. Remember, avoid the blue X. Use your beam to stun them in order to get by. Is your objective clear? Yes. Be careful, they're hunting you actively now, Samus. And this area is very dark. Proceed with extreme caution. Like to see Super. I mean, there is a ROM for that, but a lot of the bosses are just lacking. And the entire intro section does not exist. You just immediately land on Zebus. But all the bosses are like weirdly replaced with bosses from Zero Mission, so it looks kind of awkward in that regard. Like Spore Spawn is a giant bug, I believe, that's just hanging from the ceiling, stuff like that. And I don't think they have the music either. I mean, it looks fine in certain degrees. If they were to like change the music and the bosses, it would be perfect, I feel, but other than that, it's still a little bit rough. think I could even get down there. Thank you for the missiles. This side had nothing, right? Oh wait, no, this side also has something. There we go. Oh. Okay then. I like how I just randomly remember some pickups here and there. Even though I haven't gone for them in ages. Thank you. Ex-gummies. This is just a save room, I believe. Let's kill some things in order to regain some health, though. What would they taste like, though? Like, you got yellow, you got blue, you got green, you got light blue, and you got... did I say red already? I don't know. Everyone's favorite section of this game. What tastes like parasites? What does a parasite taste like? Actually, no, I don't want to know. I'll go out of my way to not ever get the taste of parasite in my system. Legally distinct. What is that? How do I pronounce that character? Is there an X in the Greek alphabet? Chi. Well, I mean, I guess that makes sense. Also, lab. What the fuck? What do you mean by that? And why would... Do I want to know? Ow. I guessed wrong, huh? Cheese key. Key. No, you actually don't. Sounds a bit right though. What is it like? Oh. You're stealing my upgrades. Tapeworms. I don't see them being beneficial to you though. Also, I find this boss easier with charge beam. I think it was actually immune to missiles, wasn't it? Was it immune to missiles? Yeah, it was immune to missiles. I know there was a reason that I always used charge beam for this guy. I think I'm skinny enough, so I don't need to do such things. Spooky. I think I've seen that one, yeah, spooky mission. No, maybe I can stream that one later this month. I like how Dylan was oh, by the way, don't look at this chat, it's awful. I like how yesterday Dylan was confused at the fact that Germany had different keyboards. Yeah, I know, Germany is weird. Format suit acquired. I don't do it because I don't want to be responsible for another life. That is a very good reasoning. Just some extra missiles. I don't really need them anymore at this point, but also, I do feel that in this color palette the morph ball looks a little bit thicker. Well, it might just be me. Crouch supremacy. You people are weird. You people are weird. What benefit do you get from moving the Z and the I? Like really, what's the benefit in this? Also, if you look at Samus's arm cannon, you can see that the other hand holding the cannon is still blue. Like those 3 little pixels are still light blue. They didn't color those when when Samus gets a new suit. I hope you can't see it because I never can't. Like there's still just base suit calls for some reason. So this used way more often than I. What does that emo say? No, you. I'm getting sassed at by Iron Mouse emotes. God damn it. What was in this room again? Oh. Come here, guys. Give me hugs. Give me hugs. There we go. Oh, this is a fake one, isn't it? Yeah. Goodbye. Who's Iron Mouse? She's a VTuber. I mostly know her because of Connor from Trash Taste streaming games with her. She's a little gremlin, that's what she is. Of course, isn't better than QWERTY for typing speed though. I had so much trouble when I was at Mayu's place and I was watching the podcast just to type out emotes. It was such a pain in the ass. And there's only like 1 key difference. It's like, Jesus. 1 key throws me off this much. Get that French C out of here. Or the Spanish C. I don't know if it's Spanish or French exclusive. I know that both languages use it apparently. Kinda sad that Mayu isn't there. She really likes Iron Mouse being a gremlin. It's the only thing I'm getting used to. I suppose. I was in college in Belgium for a year and they have I think they use ARZI instead. That was a bloody mess. That was a bloody mess. And that year was also on Apple computers, so that was even worse because all the shortcuts were different. Hey. Apple shortcuts and a different keyboard thing. Yeah, Tano has told me about you liking VTubers. And you trying to drag her down into that rabbit hole. Look at you all showing off your fancy letters. Azeri is the most efficient keyboard for English. Is it really? Is it really? I did it download the various data. This doesn't seem to make any sense at all unless the X have the ability to process data organically. At any rate, you have the various data. Now you will be protected from the extreme temperatures. More importantly, the LCX will no longer be able to freeze you, so you can escape easier. Yes, Kirk? But you're still too weak, for that thing is too much for you. Is that his thing? Yes, go visit Belgium. You currently have no way of damaging it, but my simulations indicate that the penetrating weapon like the plasma beam might work. Developing modification data will take HQ some time though. There's also a chance that you may be able to restore your plasma beam by absorbing a larger X core, like as you did with the charge beam function. As for restoring Ice Beam functionality, I doubt it. Your current cellular makeup would reject that addition. Therefore, HQ has developed an ice missile upgrade, and this is why I do not like the idea of ice missiles in Metroid Prime 3. They make no sense from a lore perspective at all. Should have just been the ice beam. Therefore, HQ has developed an ice missile upgrade. This will add freezing effect to your missile, it will help. Go to Sector 5 for the download. You don't need to show me it every time though. Come on, dude. Now, get moving. Senator's fault that ended in a whole life rabbit also, of course, I'll drag it down with me. I'm not sure if any key... it probably depends on where you grew up at, really. Search history into the SX to destroy it. Okay, chat, I'm going to make a quick be right back to get some water to drink and going to take a little stop at the restroom. So, quick be right back. Are you having fun, Laplace? I hate that they ditched the weapon system in Prime 3. Yeah, I do like the weapon swapping a lot, but there aren't many beams in that game as it is anyway, so I don't really think it matters much. And I guess they had to compensate for Hyper Beam being a thing as well. Oh well, Hyper Mode rather. You're having a blast. I see. I see. At 1 hour 40, we're almost at halfway point. Also, I lost 0 to 2% frames. Why? It's not too bad though, but I always get a little bit jumpy when I see that I'll lose some frames. You need to download data for the ice missile upgrade, but as you might expect, the data room here is secured. Level 2 security hatches are yellow. Release the security log and download data as usual. And experiment with those new missiles, they will be helpful. You know what? You know what to do. Go to it. All right, boss. Alrighty then. But Adam, the baby. Whee! I'm just flexing my shine sparks. God damn it. I can't get up there yet. I mean, I'm assuming that in Dread we just get the ice beam back because the storm missile upgrade exists, we know. I don't think you can really be able to freeze things with that. Though you would be able to multi-freeze things, that would be kind of cool, I guess, but... I wonder if we ever get a new beam type. Like, the newest beam type we had was the Nova Beam in Prime 3. Which exclusively was created to go through phase-out plating. But other than the Prime game, I don't really see the use of a new beam system. I also wonder if we can enable and disable parts of your suit, like you can in Super Metroid Dread or not. Not like that's going to make or break the game though. I think you could also do it in Zero Mission, not sure. Nova Beam is originally a mining tool, yeah. Aurora Beam, Moonguy's Beam. Alright there, Pokemon fan, alright there. Oh wait, we do get the Omega Cannon, I believe, right? Which is shown off in trailers. Like the only thing that can damage Emice for some reason. It's kind of weird that they went for the name Omega Beam though, because it reminds me of the Omega Cannon from Prime Hunters. Which was like the ultimate weapon from the Olympics. So that's a bit of a weird namesake to go for. I mean, I guess my main concern about Dread might be just the graphics, really, because the semi 3D of Samus Returns doesn't age that well. It's kind of crunchy nowadays, so I hope it survives better for Dread. It is a console game, so it should be doing better, I think, but I still love the sprite work from Fusion a lot more. Hello there. Hello there, Nap Nap. There we go. The reviews came out earlier today, about like half an hour before I started streaming, and everyone seems rather positive about the game, so that's good. More powerful hardware though? Yeah, but now you're talking like powerful hardware means anything to Nintendo. Has it ever? No, it has never. Case in point, just look at the trees in Pokemon Sword and Shield, huh? No, I will not stop talking about that. Fair. Iceland. I would like a combination beam, yeah, but that would probably be too powerful. All the good old PS2 trees. I mean, it is one of the things that has me so skeptical about Legends Arceus, because the draw distance does not look good on that game at all. And I want to be hyped for it. I want to be hyped for it, but it doesn't look... I don't know. I don't know. I am hyped, however, for the remakes for Diamond and Pearl. And I have no idea why. Diamond and Pearl aren't even my favorite games, but I'm quite hyped for the remakes. Just for the love of God, but like the battle frontier in it. Like, please, Game Freak. Oh, no, not Game Freak. Whichever company it is. Steel beam for architecture. What? Do you want to make the Eiffel Tower? The double box. That is kind of fancy. The Time and the Pearl remix looks very squishy. I do love that we can get different outfits for our trainers though. I really wish that Auras did something like that, but hey. I'm getting the Dread androids as a gift from Mayu. Well, technically she's also giving me the game as a gift. I have the special edition though. I ordered 3 special editions even. One for me, one for Tenno, and one for Red. Because they either didn't have it in their area or they were just sold out. Also, you kinda learn at a certain point in this game that if you just leave Let XP for a while, they evolve into another life form that can benefit you in order to get items like that missile tank up there. Or this room. In order to progress, you need to kill this one and not absorb him. Dread releases this Friday. I just hope that the delivery comes here pretty early in the day, so that I don't have to wait until like 5 in the afternoon to stream it. Because by that time, Christian is already probably streaming it. I probably won't be watching it, I'm just like streaming the game myself the entire day. So for those people who want to watch both of us, I'm sorry, you will have to make a choice. Unless you want to play the game yourself, then you will be able to watch no one. I can't blame you then for that though. Hey, look who it is. I'm not watching either of us since you will play yourself. That is very fair, Laplace.
Emergency in Sector 3.
Well, there we go. For some reason, when people are speedrunning this game, chat starts spamming Frank face. For some reason. No idea why. Shiva, hey, don't move your water bowl around. I don't want to clean up water again. Alright. Emergency in Sector 3. The area could melt down soon. It also makes me wonder, is the voice that you hear here at the computer's voice or not? I don't think it is, right? Because it's like a system voice for the entire space station. Seems the main boiler's cooling unit is malfunctioning. This could easily destroy the entire research station. Why the hell do you put a cooler unit into a pyro section? I still do not get this logic. Put it in a bloody ice sector or something. God damn it. Then again, the boiler itself might just... Yeah, I mean, for the boiler itself it would make sense. Couldn't they have just, like, sandwiched the boiler in between section 3 and 5? Don't have enough device. I mean, I will stop streaming when it is like 10 in the evening here when Dylan starts streaming. Because I hopefully will be streaming the entire day already then. So, yeah. This could easily destroy the entire research station, as it would likely take it out to destruct explosives. When we have about 6 minutes. Hurry to Sector 3 and access the control room to the side of the Biome boiler room. Most of the systems in Pier are down because of this. Again, we know who to blame. The SAX must have hacked into the system control file. That was impressive intelligence. Do you know how an engine works? No, I'm not a scientist. There's little time. Hurry to the control room in Sector 3. Because you want to cool the boiler. Yeah, I mean, you want to cool the boiler. And the boiler is probably in Sector 3. So, yeah. But it would be better if they just put the boiler unit in between Sector 3 and 5 then, wouldn't it? the cooling area in Sector 3 and the boiler area in Sector... whatever. Well, Dylan is not going to be streaming the game though. Christian is going to stream the game. The chair with emergency in Sector 3. Once again, if this was separate sectors, you could have just yeeted this part into the space, but nah. Nah. Meanwhile, the whole bloody station is gonna implode, huh? No, I have not heard about this emergency, Laplace. Could you explain this to me? What's going on? Ah, both me and Christian. Yeah. I read that wrong then, sorry. Hey, don't blame me, blame Christian. I said I was going to stream this for months. And Christian all of a sudden last week was like, hey, maybe I should stream it for a release. Thanks, Christian. Thanks. I mean, I don't think I will be able to finish the game in one day, though. So I'll probably stream more on the Saturday as well. Unless I do finish the game on one day, then, I mean, that would be impressive, I guess, but I'd hope not so. Ow. Ow. No, I didn't know there was an emergency in Sector 3, Laplace, but thank you for telling me. Alright, no ID. I guess I'll see what I can do about it, huh? I do find it annoying, however, that it freezes enemies first. Well, it only took one super missile anyway for them to die anyway as it was. I'm not really sure if people watch him from Metroid specifically though. I mean, one could say it's my job as well, even though I don't really make that much money off it that I can live from it. It's just a side job, really. Shiva, what are you doing, Shiva? Having fun with your litter box? Also, this is the only game where I get the wide beam. In other games, it's just a spacer beam. No idea why they went for that name change. Now I shoot hexagons. It is appreciated, Lap. It's appreciated. What did I want to say? Oh yeah, now he also all of a sudden wants to stream the remakes of Diamond and Pearl, which was also playing the stream for a while. I mean, those aren't as big, so I can just watch them when I'm not streaming, I suppose. I want to kind of do something with Mario as well when that game is out, like having Mario playing alongside with me. So at certain points at the game, we can just like do like a battle against each other and stuff like that. Obviously nothing big, but it would be kind of funny. Hold on, I'm streaming SMT5. Don't think I will be getting that game sadly as it looks right now, just looking at my finances sadly. I had to buy some Christmas gifts already. I wanted to buy something for Maya as a Christmas gift, but it already sold out in the meanwhile. It was up for sale for pretty much half a year. And this weekend it just kinda disappeared. When I was like, hey, I can buy it now, so let's buy it. And it was like gone. Like, thank you, internet, thank you. And I couldn't find the same thing on other sites because, well, I mean, I could find it, but for like 100 euros more. That's a bit much. So I ended up giving her something else. Still kinda annoyed at that though. I can get an energy tank here, I believe. Energy tanks are worth going for. Oh, get out. Oh, just a missile tank? Damn it. Oh wait, a missile tank and an energy tank. Nice. It's done basically for the second half of the game. I'm impressed I'm already at 2 hours of playtime though. Or stream time rather. I don't think this game is this run through is going to be sub 2 hours, I think. So we don't get to see Zero Suit Samus, sadly. No, maybe we do. In the game time is very weird. Like it doesn't count all the cutscenes and stuff like that. But yeah, as things seem now, I need to pass on SMT5. It's unfortunate, but what can you do? Well, I mean, I can sell my kidney, but Maya won't let me. And I don't think people would want to buy a insulin-riddled kidney anyway, so... Kinda ruined that opportunity, huh? But yeah, as I said, I just hope that the delivery man is going to be here relatively early on Friday, so I can stream Dread as soon as possible. I don't hope they arrive at like 3 in the afternoon. No, he'll be quite annoyed if it arrives that late. I would definitely would like to have it a little bit earlier than that. You can sell a soul here worth quite a lot. The X member to crew member, it all makes sense now. The X can absorb the memories and knowledge of their prey. What an astounding find, HQ was very impressed. But don't you find it strange, this could have destroyed the station with the X in it, not to mention the SAX. Unusual for a self-preserving species like the X, unless... Your presence is an even greater threat. A threat to the existence of X elsewhere. This is only a hypothesis. Perhaps the survival instinct is in conflict with the newly born intelligence. Don't let your guard down yet, the X is still a threat. Samus, I see biosigns on the habitation deck. Survivors. The infected crewman you saw survived until recently. Maybe there is a chance. The signs emanate from here. Subject of clear. I have just restored power to the main elevator. Use it to return and look for any survivors. There's billions of them, so the value has decreased. Now, I don't think my soul is worth much. But there's some crazy person... No. A crazy person would not do that. Yay, the main elevator is back online. Finally. Shame if something went to happen with it again, huh? God damn it. There's a shortcut. And I can't even go through it because I don't have screw attack. Like there is only one time you can plausibly use that shortcut. I like the wub sound these things make. Wait, the same person does it. I could also print money. Look, if I could print money, then I wouldn't be complaining about money. I don't think anyone would be complaining about money. Alright. Time to save a monkey. Get a job at the mint, and then what? Smuggle money with you too when you leave from work? I think they keep a close eye on you in such cases. Destroy the economy. Look, can we just assassinate Bobby Kotick and like get all of his billions? It's not like I need all of that money anyway, that's way too much. There we go. Bird friend. Monkey friends. Wait, there's the third one. There he is. Now there's the baby. That's the baby. Makes a little sound when it walks away. Text to it. That's not going to help. That's not going to help. Rob them. My other calls himself Bobby. No, I think we just call him Bobby. I think his real name is Robert or something like that. At the Coons and the Koras, I've met these intelligence beings before. They seem to recognize me as well. How unusual to meet again. In the past they have helped me unleash abilities I didn't know I had. I didn't know, but where did they run to? I hope they're safe. Come on, make funny noise. There we go. It does look like these things have like metal plating on the outside, doesn't it? So the survivors were not human. Most unfortunate. We can now confirm the deaths of all the crew members. I imagined this was the case, but I hoped it wasn't so. I believe the axe only affected the humans for knowledge. That form is too weak for battle. I'm sure all this were more merely food for the axe. Samus, I think they're evolving, growing stronger. No, what gives it away? The giant wall on the top of the room next to you? Huh? You leave for a minute. I think you left for more than a minute, but okay. Someone now appearing that can resist your current weapons. HQ anticipated this and sent a power bomb data as soon as the hardware team finished it. Is your objective clear? Well, actually you should say no at this point, because you don't know where to go. Download it immediately. My choices of data rooms is limited to the one in Sector 5. Go now. Wait. Can't you just go to the... Shouldn't you just be able to go to the one up here, though? Like, this doesn't make any sense story-wise, does it? You can't just go up here. I need to double check this. Ah, okay, they made sure of it that you can't go there. I never actually checked that out. I always just blindly followed the instructions there. The Canadian dude started streaming. He is late. I expected him to start 2 hours ago. Oh well. Not my problem. I'll raid him later. Or Roxy, if she's streaming. I'll probably be done in about an hour, I think. It's not going to take too long. The game proved you are wrong. Yes! Like I said, I never actually went there. I was just kinda followed the instructions of going back to Sector 5. Another missile tank. It's almost up at 200 missiles already. It's going fast. Okay, Sector 5, second visit. It is weird how you visit the ice second The most times, really. Did I say ice second? Instead of ice sector? Darn it. Alright, Vampy, take care. Ain't that fun there? I'll raid him as soon as I'm done here. You've been to the Zeta room before, but I'll show you his position again. Now move out. Oh, I got hit, so I got hit out of Shine Spark. Shiva, what are you doing? No, keep doing that. It's adorable. Aww. So I got a little red blanket that Maya uses to keep warm, and it's like on the sofa. So of course Shiva likes to sleep on it. But now she was trying to get under it. And earlier this week, I came back from the... Was it after dinner or was it after I came back from the toilet? I do not remember. Anyway, I came back and I kinda lost track of where Shiva was. So I started looking around the house, closing the curtains, looking and calling her name, like, Shiva, where are you? And then I saw something wriggle underneath the blanket. And then I just found out that she was sleeping underneath the blanket. It was adorable. It was so cute. Like she's never done that before, and all of a sudden she was like just sleeping under it. That was cute. Quickly took a picture of it, but like 1 minute later she was just out of it. Shiva always overtakes the stream somehow. She always gets herself to be relevant during my streams. She knows. She wants attention. Smells like Mayo. Mayo accidentally stepped on her hind leg this week, or her tail. I'm not sure which of the two it was. No, SCX, you don't see anything here. Nothing going on here. No, nothing going on here. Don't mind me. Nope. Nope. Goodbye. Look, I don't remember when I saw it. Darn it. All I know that it was dark and it was an evening. You smart ass. Now how do I get this one again? Was it anything special or was it just go to the top? Can we just go to the top? Okay. I thought for a second that it was going to fly away, but I don't even know if there are any... wait, Vampy just left, that's unfortunate. Because I wanted to ask if there were any power bomb mimics as well. Because I don't remember them being here anywhere, at least. But yeah, Mayu stood on Shiva's, I think it was her leg, when she was doing something in the kitchen. Because Shiva has the unhealthy habit, well, that any cat has really, of standing behind your legs when you're, or standing behind your feet when you're trying to do something in the kitchen. So she stood on her legs. Shiva screamed. And Mayu started crying because she was upset about hurting Shiva by accident. That was really cute. Mayu is too wholesome. Mayu is too wholesome. I see how it's gonna be. Ow! Hey, here we go. Son of a... Yeah, cats like doing that. And it's like, yeah, Shiva, no need to get mad. I mean, it's your own fault because you keep doing this, and I keep telling you not to do this. But I mean, yeah, it's a cat. Of course, she's not going to understand what I'm saying. Damn it! Oh, why did I have it the first time? I don't know. Is this upgrade tank worth it? No, because it's just a power bomb. But I'm here now, and I want it. Haha. Like there's like a frame or a few frames that you can do that, so that's not easy to get jump through. Oh. Ah, no, she was sleeping on top of the blanket. After trampling on it for a few minutes. Accidentally kicked my dog several times because she follows me too close sometimes. Yeah. I mean, it is cute that animals follow us like that, but sometimes accidents happen. I also had to take Shiva to the vet today. She was not amused when I managed to get her into the box. Like she was sleeping next to me on the table. Well, not really sleeping. She was awake, but she was just laying down, getting some rubs. And then I picked her up and tried to stuff her into that carrier. She's no fan of that. Never is. Never will be. Sam has returned to his ship. I have important information. Okay. Tend to stumble over my cats in the dark. The only thing screaming in pain is you. Shiva doesn't really do that. Like, she's always sleeping on the sofa, so she always wakes up and then walks to me. I don't eat the cat eats me. In this household, cat is boss. Oh no! Power shutdown. Whatever should we do? Anyway. Spooky music. Oh, hey, it's Ridley. Hi, Ridley. How about you don't? Oh, wait, never mind. You're dead. Wasn't there something hidden to the left here? Yes. Well, I can't help the cat. Yeah. I can't tell the cat to politely fuck off if it's needed. Yeah, but does the cat listen to you is a question. You killed him? I did nothing, he did it himself. Thank you for the second gift sub of the day, Laplace. True, the cat actually listens to her. Huh. Not to its owner. The cat has betrayed you. I guess she has this certain intimidating aura about her that the cat is like, oh no, oh fuck, I need to behave now. The main silo of the reactor core has gone offline. That's why all the elevators and station systems are down. The elevators and the hatches won't work. This doesn't bode well. If we can get to this point, you may be able to find the auxiliary power system. Then we can figure out why the silo went offline. Is your objective clear? By the way, I ask you to return here to tell you. Some strange creatures have boarded your ship. I confirmed that they were not X-hosts and gave them a berth. It makes me wonder why the X didn't try to take these creatures over. Do you know anything about these strange creatures? Were they just also do healthy biosense earlier? Very well then. Like, It could have helped here if like he just had like a little intercut that Sam said like, yeah, yes, I found him earlier, something like that. You know, well, later in the game she will start talking to you, or back to Adam anyway, so why not now? Very well then, the presence in the midst of this disaster must have some significance. I will keep them here. They're not knowledgeable, powerful, I guess. They are still an animal host that they could be taken care of. Besides, the birds have some sick jumping capabilities. And the monkeys have a decent amount of intelligence because they learn you how to space jump. So they must have some qualities to them. Otherwise they wouldn't just be as big of a... Hell! They managed to get your ship to activate even later on. So they must have some sort of intelligence that's probably good enough. Get out of me, sir. Maybe they didn't breach the barriers. That is weird, because the axe have been seen in the main deck. So yeah. Weird. And they could have gotten to them after you released them, you know. I'm not even going to bother dodging their attacks because they're just annoying. Alright, it's time for funny spider boss, which may or may not give me some trouble. Oh, I think I'll be fine. Or maybe that's it. Isn't that more reason for the SAX to target them though? Because the SAX is targeting you. So why wouldn't it target the animals that helped you before? Alright. Yakuza time. I think I hit it a few times there when it split its fire out, not sure. Do you want to draft like Sam as this? I guess it doesn't consider that it can help Samus or something. Yeah, there we go. What are the animals gonna do? Waste a few frames? Yes. Might not seem like much to you, but speedrunners hate these animals. Because of the few precious frames. Also, I just noticed when Christian was replaying this, like it looks like he's dropping centipedes or something on you. Or some wriggly bugs. I always thought it was just some projectile vomit, really. It is weird to imagine I had so much trouble with this boss the first time. Now just relatively easy. I can imagine that it probably took some Chozo before they got... I mean, the Metroids got invented to stop the axe, so I'd a safe assumption that it got hands of some Chozo in the past, but... God knows how long that ago is. There we go. I guess we'll find out more about it in Dread. Of course, there is at least one good Chozo out there too. Save rooms and recharge rooms are now back online, but with only auxiliary power, no elevator or hatches will work. Without the main silo online, we're still stuck. I believe the source of the problem is the vegetation you saw earlier, choking the reactor core components. We'll have to find the source of the roots to proceed. I hope you all like bees. Or giant wasps. I know they're named key hunters, but don't have any significance here. Also, it is weird that Sector 2 is just kinda connected to the main area like this, and no other area is. Samus might be the first of the most intelligent hosts, so maybe it'll make an impact on them. It's not really confirmed if X have like a hive mind either, right? Or do they? Do they just pass on knowledge one by one? How about you chill? Now, this sequence is basically the inspiration for most of Dread, isn't it? It aren't tentacles, it are vines. Why are we giving 0 points out? Did I miss something? Did I miss a bad joke? Is it hip to fuck the bees? No, it's not hip to fuck the bees. It's the bee's knees. Come on now. There really is no point in upgrading your power bombs, really. You're never going to run out of them. Boo again. Okay, time for the missile spam boss. This was so confusing to me the first playthrough. Seems that you are stuck. What happens if you don't hide from X? The essay actually mean. No, she just kills you. Because her ice beam deals absurd amounts of damage. At least you don't get frozen anymore like beforehand. What do you mean boss fight? Nope, I'm not going down there. Nope, nah. Alright then. It took a very long time for me to realize that this was actually a Chozo statue. Where am I? Oh, there I am. Because of how dark the Game Boy Advance screen was without lighting. Plus all the crusty vines growing over it. So I didn't realize it until a few years ago even. I first thought it was just a giant root or something. Or a giant potato even. Easy enough. I suppose I ended up stuck in it for over a month, at least shares the distaste for punts. That's one thing, I guess. To summarize my theory is that the X have no real advantages it gains from affecting those animals and no influence by Samus memories to be nice to them. Perhaps. Perhaps. We'll never know, really. And now we have the best beam in the game, the plasma beam. Well, I mean, the wave beam is technically better, but I like the plasma beam a bit more. It makes funny, annoying sound effect. Wouldn't be surprised if the scientist's memories of this animal is favorable too. I suppose that's also true, huh? And another energy tank. You dope the XF hive mind. Yeah, it's not really explained that they do or not, huh? But they do seem to all act like a hive at least. But yeah, that would also indicate that there would be like a X queen or something like that. Or like a hive mind, or at least like a central point for it or something like that. Ow! Oh well. What's up next? Nightmare? Yeah, I think Nightmare is up next, isn't it? Or am I missing something? No, I'm pretty sure the X is up next. How about the Nightmare? What? You've restored plasma beam functionality? Most unexpected. Even so, to continue to avoid the SAX, it too may be stronger. And you still lack a few abilities crucial to survival. Wait a second. More trouble. Hold on. I've isolated the cause. There's been an explosion in the Arc data room. Samus, go to Sector 5. Okay, so yeah, the power failure basically made sure that the Nightmare broke out. The damage is staggering. Find out what's causing it. Hello there, Mayu. Make the game look easy. How much of the X came in from the SEX versus the other samples, though? Well, it doesn't need much. You just need one X parasite, put it in a host, and you get like... I don't know how much come out of that. And it was fair to assume that there were a few samples in the quarantine bay that got infected, so like just say 10X started this incident. Now we're going into the endgame here. Nightmare, security robot, and security room, then Ridley. Not much left, really. It's gotten worse. The damage seems to be caused by a creature captured by the researchers who named it the Nightmare. Apparently it was a biomechanical organism designed for military applications. It possesses uncommon power and can manipulate gravity. You must assume that it's become an ex-host. We have no choice, you must find it and defeat it. Can't confirm the location. Is your objective clear? This thing is out of control, hurry before it destroys the entire station. Local potato. No, it didn't mostly come from her suit. Like they said in the beginning, there were also samples from the planet that were stored there. And the power bomb from the SAX that caused the explosion made them escape. And that said, I don't know how it works with X, but it just might be like one host equals 10X or something like that, so... The samples were affected at least, and had like a bunch of them in it. And this is where the game starts getting cheeky with invisible pathways for power-ups and stuff like that. And yes, Mayu is a local potato. Yeah, the entire room is just blown out, really. Wait, there was something up there, wasn't there? Don't you say uwu. That will be a penalty. Was that just a missile tank here, or was there more? Oh. But wait, there's more. Have you told chat about your Uwe shirt? I have not. I'm pretty sure you already said it on Discord yourself though, so... Ow! I thought I opened the door. Damn it. Whee! Oh. Well, like I said before, I don't really need a power bomb, but I'll pick them up anyway. I did. Okay, I did. Goddamn ooh t-shirt. Also, I like how often... Is it caused by the nightmare, or is it caused by the fact that power was turned off, that everything is defrosted here? I like to imagine that there being no power in this area anymore just disabled that. And made everything thaw out. Which in turn also made the nightmare break out. No. I know there's an item pickup up there, but yeah, I can't reach it quite yet. And here we have the funny fish pirate. I haven't gotten this evolution in Space Pirate. Just so weird. I'm doing fine, I'm doing fine. This is like the only game that they exist in too, huh? Space Pirates were like, yeah, let's become a fish. Because why not? There was something up here too, actually. Guess I have to power bomb the other area. I mean, now there is power, but everything is destroyed by Nightmare, so there is no reason for the freezing mechanics to still work. To utilize all that space water. I suppose. We've got to become real pirates, not only space pirates. Oh, just a recharge room? Ah, sure. Okay, so there's still a power-up hidden here somewhere. Bomb the place. Oh, I see. Could quite even fit on a boat. No, he's too big. I still wonder why Kryte is back in Dread. We better have some good reasoning for that. Expires spread completely fused, so it would be surprising to share information individual expires as we shown to transform into multiple creatures. Yeah. The way they store all the different genetic the DNA codes must be quite something. If Kryte is alive, I have zero confidence that really isn't also alive. Yeah. Yeah. Kryte being alive might as well just be saying, hello, Ridley's here too. Yeah, nice contact damage. Ow. Well, I barely needed anything there, huh? Compared to Christian's stream a while ago, I'll probably make this look easy, huh? Because I'm pretty sure he died a few times through Nightmare. There we go. Time for best suit. I would say it's somewhere between blue and green and purple. Remember when Christian quit here? Yeah, last year. Oh, we got salty. Well, I mean, Jet was backseating quite a lot there. Can't blame him for that. I am down, Nightmare. What's my favorite section in the game? Oh, you have a rat axe in you? Huh. Ow! For fuck's sake, I didn't open it. I know there was something above here too. Is it maybe even higher? Or maybe from the other side. Alright, fishy boys, you need to get out of the way. There we go. Just another power bomb. Now I need to clean that room out again though. That's annoying. Whee! No, I can't leave this room because it's locked with a red security door, isn't it? Yeah, no, you need to do the red security doors first before you get into the power the speed booster trick. I wonder if I can attempt the speed booster trick actually. The sequence break. Yep, give me that. It's kind of useless, but I'll take it. You know, I think I'll keep this as my last save point. And then when the game is done, I'll see if I can load back in and see if I can do the speedrun trick. Or well, not the speedrun trick. The sequence breaking trick. Might be interesting to try once. Though I don't think I'll be able to get it. I'm not that good with Shines parking. I love this music though. It's really good. It also kind of bothers me that in this security room there isn't any water floating in there. What are they, chunky seahorses? They're like the same species Dragon is, I believe. Because in the dragon fight there is also 6 small ones that take his corpse away when you kill him. And another energy tank. I know I said I wasn't going for 100%, but... getting close to it now, huh? Thank you. How is everyone doing today, by the way? I don't think I've asked yet. And I've been going for almost 3 hours now, so that's kind of rude of me. But yeah, I'll beat the game and I'll see after that if I can do the speedrun trick. So I won't save anymore after this point. So hopefully I don't die to stupid things now. Yeah, I just need to run. But yeah, I really enjoyed this part of the game first time I played it. Because you really have no agency on where to go. It's a bit more like the older games in that regard. I might as well grab this one. And there we go. Not bad, gonna be heading out in a bit. Huh. Well, that's alright. And hey, now we got the diffusion missiles. It seems we won't be getting the diffusion missiles back in Dread, but instead we'll be getting storm missiles, which are basically the seeker missiles. The seeker missiles from the Prime games, yeah. Title drop. No. Diffusion, not fusion. Close, but no. I'm going to take a drink here. Metroid Diffusion. Kinda sounds like if Kojima got to make a sequel. Like Metal Gear Revengeance. That kind of stuff. You upgraded your missiles, that's unusual. There was no word from HQ, a procedural error, I'm sure. Even so, I do not approve of bypassing security level 4. From now on, you will use more discretion. In any case, Samus, do you remember the security robot you faced earlier? I believe the Axis infected it. That is to say, they have claimed the organic components that form its neural network. It has entered Sector 6. I don't know what it's planning, but let's not wait to find it out. Samus, you know what to do. To Sector 6, quickly. You're just afraid that it's going to kill or blow up the secret Metroid stash, huh? That's why you urging me along it quickly. No, I don't think I will get 100%. I will get like 80% or something like that. Something high though. The security robot seems to have gotten much stronger. This worries me, be careful. But we have another problem. Once you're done it will leave immediately. The SAX is tracking you. Is your objective clear? Don't stay longer than you must, understood? Emergency is in Sector 3. God damn it. God damn it, Van. Laplace. What did I say, Van? Probably because I'm used to Van making shitty jokes like that. If I remember it, I'll get a bit fucking backtracking strength. Basically. I'll not go out of my way for all the things though. Like, I don't need anything more than what I already have if I want to beat the game, really. Emergency in Sector Feet. God damn it. I was waiting for Dread to reveal the entire thing was a Federation trap in the MI built purely to thank Samus. To shank Samus. We know that there is an evil Chozo in the planet, so... What do we have here though? Ah, screw attack. Oh, look at all these walls coughing here. What this? I still find it weird that this looks so much like the Chozo sign from Zero Mission.
Warning. No entry without authorization.
Not this part. What do you mean by that? You have bad memories at this part? Oh, the voice that won't shut up. Oh, I got you. Yeah, the bot doesn't really shut up, does it?
No entry without authorization.
Yeah, it's weird that it didn't get knocked off there. After not trying to find out to walk in that room here before I skip the whole time. As soon as you know that there are I don't know, ladders to grab onto on top of here, this fight is easy. It was the first time I walked in without knowing this, and it kind of got my ass handed to me. Because I was like, I can't hit this thing, because you need to hit it from above. I'd like to see if someone can beat it without activating this. Probably some speedrunners can, actually. Because speedrunners like to cheat. Yeah, these Metroid speedruns are still, well, the non-Prime games are at least less glitchy. And are more just like pure skill in that regard. Maybe some frame manipulation, I'm not sure for the Game Boy Advance games. I know the silly walk thing they do in Super Metroid at least. And yeah, that is right, Laplace. Adam didn't authorize me for that section. Because of course he wouldn't. Wouldn't even activate your Varia suit if you're into a very hot area, huh? Alright, brain injured. I really find it hard to dodge the beams that this core shoots with the added effects of the diffusion missile. I'm not gotten hit by the beam so far, at least. There we go. Wave beam! And hello there, Prested. Now I shoot funny DNA helixes.
Entry without authorization.
I always find them look like DNA helixes.
No entry without
Can't tell me that they aren't.
warning. No entry without authorization.
Oh, that actually lagged the game a bit.
Warning. No entry without
Oh, shut up.
authorization. Warning. No entry
Restricted
without
zone,
authorization.
level X. Ooh.
Warning.
Ooh.
No entry without authorization.
Spooky.
Warning. No entry without
Well, I should be done with the game in like 20 minutes now. Not sure if it's going to be a sub 2 hour run anymore though. Well, thank you for the gift, Suppliplast, once again. Metroids. Don't go in there, it's restricted. Fight me. Also, I see on the recording that the test tube is glitching out a little bit. It's supposed to be flashing red, and you can see the Metroids in it, but you either see the Metroids in it, or you see just a red tube. Huh. Frames be funny like that, huh?
fire alert. This sector will soon be
So seeing, becoming a queen Metroid is in, letting all these clones of the baby. Can all of these be a queen? We also don't know if the baby can become a queen, really. I believe it's something that's native to planet SR388 itself. Sure, they have made the entire sector a perfect replica of the ecosystem, but I'm not sure if it allows for the queen failsafe. I don't know, it never really gets explained or not. Clone Baby and Older M did anyway. Older M is a mess. Samus, you shouldn't have done that. You ignored your orders. You may have to pay a price for that quite soon. It's only taken 90 years and we still have to wait for that price to be paid. As you can see, the Federation has been secretly working on a Metroid breeding program. For peaceful applications only, of course. Please understand. But perhaps you already knew of this program's existence. Certainly you must have your doubts when you saw Sector 1. SRX, a faithful replica of SR388 ecosystem. Ideal for raising Alpha, Gamma, and Zeta, and even Omega Metroids. This research even uncovered techniques for rapid growth. Imagine creating an Omega from a larval Metroid in days. But that research is finished. The X has smelled out its natural enemy, and one of the SEX is on its way here. One? Are you saying there is more than one SEX? Don't be so surprised, Samus. You know that the X reproduced by asexual division. Because of this mechanism, there are now no fewer than 10 SEX aboard the station. Samus, you must go. Get out. If you stay too long, the SEX will destroy you. Stop only at the navigation room troubling to me. I don't know how HQ is going to take this, but you need to report to them. I need to report to them immediately. Sure, objective clear. Now get going. Sorry, Samus. I'm afraid I can't do that. I mean, if you look at the background here, it is more bluish, so not green. So I'm not sure who said that the suit was green, but I'm inclined to disagree. The real Adam would have said the same thing about the incident, but he would have softened the blow. He was relentless in his criticism, but he always cared. He was no machine, obsessed with duty. No such compassion could exist in that computer. Could it though? Cyan, yeah. It's a bit of a mix between blue and green. I'll admit, that's true, that's true. I just want this energy tank over here, don't worry about it. Don't remember who said that the suit was green though. Yes, green acid. I do like that he made the acid in this game green instead of the orangey goo in Super Metroid. In a sense, it's more apart from the lava in that game, the magma, whatever it is. There's a power bomb. Excuse me. Alright, now we get this fun part. Christian was super confused at this. I mean, I still find it silly though that it works like this, but hey. And then again, if you know it, it's probably not that hard either. Alright chat, time to plug your ears. Wouldn't be surprised if the presence of one Queen Metroid prevents... Yeah, you can only have one Queen Metroid. It does work like that. For some weird biological reason, only one Queen Metroid can exist on each, well, let's say planet, I suppose. Or in one ecosystem. I unironically love this scream. It's so stupidly loud. Oh, you're already dead? Oh. Aww. Also, lab, we don't know the age of Queen Metroid, sadly. Like, we know that there is one at least on SR388. Probably yeah, maybe something like that. We only know that the Queen Metroid in SR388 or Metroid 2 is ancient. So if it is the only one that exists at that point, I don't know. There aren't any indications that there are previous queens at least. Yeah, but we don't count Other Amlaplace, you know that. We don't count that game. The game doesn't really exist. And you can't tell me otherwise. And now we have a screw attack, so our jump is like a rave party. I feel that the Zero Mission one is more green. No wait, that's the Super Metroid one. Law say so. Well, we'll just treat it as Zun's revelation that I and Momichi don't like each other. They'll just ignore its existence. Unless Dread mentions it somehow, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Dread never mentions anything other than the 2D games anyway. The mainline series rather. I mean, I can say that, but all of the Prime games came out between the release of Fusion and Dread. Which is kind of weird when you think about it, really. The entire Prime series took place, has been released before we even got a sequel for the actual timeline, huh? It's kind of weird. And we know that Dread is going to be like the end of the story with the Metroids in it, so I do wonder how that's gonna translate to future games. Some more Metroid games with other bounty hunters in it, maybe? It would be nice, actually. I wouldn't mind a... well, basically, we take Metroid Prime Hunters and we just, like, adjust it a little bit. I wouldn't mind that. Because more bounty hunters existing makes for nice world building, at least. Prime being set between 1 and 2 is super nice to explain my Metroid extinction was necessary into seeing a single Metroid nearly enter the galaxy. Yeah. It was a very heavily mutated Metroid though, by an alien radioactive corruptive goo, but hey. You missed the adventures from Prime 3. Samus, we're done here. Leave the rest of the Federation. We should be preparing to evacuate the station. Are you joking? Do they not know how dangerous the X are? How quickly they reproduce? The Federation is taking an interest in the X and the SAX. They believe this life form has endless potential applications. It's ridiculous. The X are heartless abominations. What potential could they have? It's not necessary that you understand such matters. The Federation is coming now. You should just leave quietly. This is madness. They won't stand a chance here. The station will devour them. It could be worth the risk. Capturing the SAX, of course. Are you serious? Do you really think they can really think they can succeed? It will certainly be difficult. They don't expect your help. They knew you would try to destroy the SAX. That's why they stopped sending you support data. The plasma beam modification was ready some time ago, but they withheld it to keep you from engaging the SAX. Yet somehow you restored that function on your own. They also tried to withhold the diffusion missile upgrade because they didn't want you to grow too powerful. But they had sent it and you tracked it down. Bravo, Samus. They must cancel this mission. Open a channel to headquarters. I won't let this happen. And they are already on their way. Fools. It's also true that Metroid Prime isn't even a Metroid. Since this came from... no, it is a Metroid. Now, you find Metroid remains inside the Leviathan. So I don't think the theory makes any sense. As soon as a Federation ship lands, the X will overwhelm them and absorb the knowledge and power of the occupants. The X are just waiting for the hunt to begin, and then they'll spread across the universe. Galactic civilization will end. The X hunger for form, knowledge and power. They mimic these perfectly. But they cannot copy the soul. They are single-minded, instinctively seeking to increase in number. They're a plague, and the Federation underestimates their threat. The S must not leave here. I must destroy them all before the Federation arrives. This station is a self-destruct mechanism. I must use it to destroy the X here and on the planet. I must send them to oblivion, them, the station, and myself if I have to. But where did they come from? What do you mean? The remains of the Metroid in the Leviathan seed. Because the Chozo thought that the Metroids could fight against the Phazon like they could fight against the X. But that proved quite wrong. So they decided to lock them up in there. Or at least one of them. Which changed into Metroid Prime in the end. Maybe it have laid X in the meanwhile, I'm not sure, but I can't really comment on the random enemy Metroids there, only on Metroid Prime itself in there. Klutz. Open the hatch. I have been ordered to confine you until the ships arrive. Don't let them do this. Can't you see what will happen, Adam? Adam? Who is Adam? A friend of mine. And what would this friend advise you to do now? He would know that the only way to end this is to start a self-destruct cycle. You know how important it is. Did this Adam care for you? Would he sit in a safe command room and order you to die? He would understand that some must live and some must die. He knew what it meant. He made that sacrifice once. So he chose life for you, a fair warrior, Samus Aran. Your Adam gave his life so that you might keep yours. For the sake of the universe. How foolish. How dare you? How could you hope to understand, machine? You know that detonating the station in high orbit would not guarantee the complete extinction of the X-parasites, even though the station would be utterly destroyed. You would only succeed in removing the one obstacle to the galaxy's ruin, yourself. You would ignore this, a simple fact, and choose death. When Adam decided we would live, he chose incorrectly. If you were to alter the station's orbit, then you might be able to include a planet in the vaporation field of the self-destruct detonation. You would have to start the promotion sequence now, before the Federation arrives. Samus, this is your last mission. Go to the operations room and adjust the station's orbit path to intercept SR-388. Then return to your ship and escape. Move quickly and stay alive. That's an order. Any objections, lady? But if you feed the X a bunch of people with strong opinions about not reproducing. Yeah, good question. I don't know what would happen there. Probably nothing. And the X would still do his thing anyway, because they don't really care. You were telling me to unleash X parasites on Texas. No wait, I got that wrong. Oh well. Her eyes are like, wait, what? Yeah. The first few times I read that dialogue, I didn't get it. Because it was worded kind of weirdly. Like the shift between either being nice and not wouldn't help. No, I'm thinking of the wrong place, Kitsune. If anything, Texas is pro-life. If anything, so that wouldn't make any sense. Can't really think of anyone of any groups out there that would be like would be against reproducing and stuff like that. Alright, final battle time. Oh, well, I say final battle, but yeah. It's a rather anticlimactic fight if you know how to move here, though. Like, just don't get hit by the ice beam and you're fine. And then just jump over it. I wanted to say her for a split second, but make me reconsider. Oh wow, damageless run injured. I do think this form is kind of sick, though. But it dies in like no hits at all. Ow. Dodging the ice beam is even harder here compared to the wave beam, because the colors of the ice are kind of the same as the ice beam that the core shoots out when you hit it with a missile. It really makes it a little bit cluttered and hard to see. I mean, I guess they couldn't help it, but they could have thought that one through.
Propulsion sequence activated. Destination planet SR-388.
The sound clip is rather good, though, for considering how old the Game Boy Advance was at this point. I mean, we might be laughing at the fact that you hear emergency in Sector 3 a lot. But it does sound decently good for the system it came on, really. Also, did the X not taken over the entire planet by now? They pretty much have taken over the entire planet at this point. That's why we got them on board of this ship to begin with, because we just took in some animals from that planet to research. And we didn't know that the X existed. I mean, if you beat Samus Returns, you even get a little cutscene of a horned toad being infected by an X. Not sure if that's percentage based or not, though. I still like this Omega Metroid design a lot more than the bulky ones in Samus Returns though. They look a lot more nimble and agile. They're still huge.
2 minutes to destination.
They look a lot faster than the ones in Samus Returns actually. I also like the high-pitched scream they make a lot more than the low grumble growl. Ow. Oh, I didn't want to get hit there. Also, the Omega Metroid deals 1 full energy tank of damage to you with each claw swipe. So yeah, the less energy tanks you have at this point, the harder this fight actually is. Are we already dead? Oh. Well, that's the game. Still wondering about my completion time though. Did I make it under 2 hours? I've been streaming for 3 hours and 12 minutes on my recording. Maybe. In-game time is weird. I'm not expecting to get sub 2 hours at least. That perfect military mind and the wisdom of Elga Malkovich continue to serve even after death. Until today, I had no idea that the minds of leaders and scientists were frequently uploaded to computers. I know most of the dialogue, kinda running ahead of it, huh? My incredible reunion with Adam may have saved the universe. But how will the beings of the universe view our resolve? I hope they will understand what we did and the danger we barely averted. They will hold trials and tribunals and investigations. They will hold us responsible. Adam understood this, and he spoke to me in my anger. It's been like a 3-hour stream so far. Yeah, but in-game time progress is different, because the cutscenes don't count at all for one. And then you have the room transitions. What if you engineer the Expire sites to even better mimic their hosts to the point where you understand why they're doing is a bad idea? I don't know if anyone even got a chance to try and do that, but I don't know. Do not worry, one of them will understand, one of them must. When did he say this though? Was this like in the past, when they first met, or what? I've reflected upon his words and I see wisdom in them. We're all bound by experiences, and they are the limits of our consciousness. We just get another civilization. Nah, also a fair point. The X-Empire. But in the end, the human soul will ever reach for the truth. This is what Adam taught me. Just one detail still bothers me. The ship can only be started manually. Yet before I faced the Omega Metroid, the ship moved on its own, guided by someone's hands. Is it possible, Adam? They would assume they have the same morals as us. Lady, what's troubling you? I wonder how much she's going to call Samus Lady in Dread. Oh, you wonder how I started the ship? Just think about it. They lent me a hand. I don't even need to wait for that to finish, because I know what he's gonna say. But yeah, the animals are intelligent enough to help operate a ship. So, still weird that the X didn't place any interest in them at all. Once, then Dread gets cancelled. Oi, oi. Shush. Did you hear about Nintendo of France posting a screenshot of Smash Brothers where both Zero Suit Samus and Snake was sneaking in a path in a hallway, and Snake was behind Zero Suit Samus, basically looking at her butt. Well, that got removed because apparently it was too much. Oh, Twitter. No morals. If there is anything I need to give France credit for, is that his French people are always horny on main, really. Ho ho ho. Imagine cancelling the game one day before release. Oof. That would be kinda hard because review copies have already been put out. Nah, the game is not going to be cancelled anymore. It's nearly impossible at this stage. Retailers already have it too, I imagine. I wonder if I get lucky and actually manage to get my copies tomorrow instead of Friday. Oh, if that happens, I will be streaming tomorrow right away. Fuck NDA. Racist tweet from Samus? No, no, no. Sexist tweet from France. Oh well, quotation marks sexist. Because, Zero Suit Samus's butt is too much apparently for Snake to watch. Also called plenty water. Alright. Let's see. I don't think it's going to be sub 2 hours. Well, I mean, we are not sure if Samus is a racist or not, but she does commit, just generally commit casual genocide every now and then against the space pirates. No, the suit stays on. Well, I mean, here, butt. Pixelated butt, but hey. Oh, just barely over 2 hours. Oof. Oof, I could have almost had this. Almost 69% too. Oh well. I mean, like I said, this wasn't a speed run, so I don't really care about the time. Too many missile tanks. Yeah, pretty much, huh? Okay, now let's see if I can do that. How do we call it? The speed attack. Oh wait, I haven't opened the doors though. Wait, how much time did I have here? Maybe if I was faster in this section, I could have done it. Okay, so I'm quickly going to check if I can do the sequence break with the shine spark here. Don't count on it though. Don't count on it. It's a very hard trick. I've never even attempted it before, really. Alright, lab, take care. But yeah, the main part of the stream is over anyway. I'm just gonna see if I can do this and then I'll stop for the day. Well, thank you for being here, Laplace. Hope you had fun. Yeah, I should have gone for some missile tanks and stuff like that. And some energy tanks that were out of the way, but hey. Doesn't really matter in the end. Like I said, I wasn't planning on going speedy anyway. I'm pretty sure if I restart from this point, I will be able to get it though. Like 2 minutes is nothing. Alright. Like there's the room to the right here that I went to get one extra energy tank. It was a decently big room. Alright, have a nice nap. And hope to see you next time. You know what? I'm going to save at the thing anyway, so I can practice it if I want to. Not sure if why I would ever want to practice this sequence break, but hey. Probably worth trying to keep it at least. Still find it weird that these rooms don't get flooded with water though. In Super Metroid, the underwater save rooms were actually just flooded as well. Can I use... No, I can't use it. Better waterproofing than my house. Oof. Oof. That sounds like you need to talk to the landlord. Okay, so I know there is a section here that I need to use. Like, this is really hard. Like, you need to shine spot from here on here. pass here, then do it again here, and pass here before you hit the wall. Then where though? Here maybe? Or just like get up on here? Maybe. Oh, it's fast though, it's fast. I'm not sure from which side to start it. Well, not this side, that's obvious. Meep is the landlord. Huh. Okay, so do you start it from here? I think it's from here, yeah. Or do I start it from even further back? Like I said, I've never done this before, so I'm not sure how it exactly goes. I don't have enough space here, it looks like though. Oh, is it up there? No way. Oh, it might just be. Oh lord. Oh yeah, it might just be from up here. Okay. Oh, it's gonna be interesting. Ah! Ruined it. Should have gone this way. This is going to be quite some trial and error. Ah! I think it almost had it there. Oh, I should have used the power bomb. I get it, I get it. The power bomb will get rid of the blocks and will get rid of the enemies down there. You're kidding me, right? You're kidding me, right? I almost have it. But the hard part is going to come after this, so this is not even the worst part of this yet. How did people originally find this out? Like, damn. You must have some mad Shine Spark skills to find this one out, huh? Ah! Well, I made it to this room. But then what? Well, from here, I imagine. No, I think I get that part. I think I get that part. Like, I don't think I will be able to push it, to pull it off though. Like, I'm just trying to do it right now, but I'm not going to spend an eternity on it. Like, I might try it off stream if I want to, but too high. Darn it. I guess this is one place where the power bomb tanks come in place, huh? And I fuck it up. And I messed it up completely because I didn't put a power bomb down there. Am I stupid? Maybe. Perhaps. Questionable. Ow. Oh, okay, that was my mistake. I guess I'll try it until I run out of power bombs. Suppose that's a fair one. Oops. Good job, mate. Good job. At least we get to listen to this nice music for a while. I do apologize for the sound of the power bomb though, because it's quite something. Yep, ruined all momentum there. I need to run further when I blow up the hole instead of stopping right on that hill. Like here. Ah! It doesn't bother you. Alright. Try again. Well, like I said, it's not plausible. Probably it's very plausible that I don't make this because it's a series of very short and intricate shine sparks. Or I just run into a fat seahorse. That also stops it. Ah, almost. Just like a few frames short on that one. Maybe I need to stop later in the second room than what I'm doing. Second room? No, third room basically. This is the first room. This will be the second one. Stupid fish. Is the seahorse a fish, actually? Well, it's not a mammal, at least. Well, I can get to this room, but that's where my fun ends. I can shine spark from here, because I will hit this. So yeah, I do need to kneel down. No, wait. Seahorses are indeed fish, okay. Oh. Oh, I didn't open the door. Anyway, then I break here. Somehow get up here. Oh gosh, this part is going to be the worst part, really. Like, I have no clear idea where I head after this one. Like, there is no way in hell I can make it up here. Do I really need to do it here? That's really short if that's the case. Well, maybe, maybe. Just need to nail this part again, though. Alright. Too much time lost there. Yeah, too much time lost there. I've got too much power bombs. Too much. I've got 2 power bombs left, and if it doesn't work at that point, I'll leave it at that. At least I'm getting better at the first part, if anything. Oh. Ah! Wasted it. Yeah, jumping while having Shine Spark is kinda hard. Well, that's basically the first half of this. Then you just need to get up that shaft area. Which is the hardest part, I imagine. Alright, last attempt. Oops. Failed that instantly. Ah! Yeah, I fucked up. I have 10 more power bombs. I don't know where they came from, but alright, one more. One more. Ah, I didn't preserve the Shine Spark there. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave it at this for the stream. I hope you all had fun. And I hope to see at least some of you when Dread releases, because I know some of you guys don't want to see Dread. I hope you all had a good one. I hope you all have a good evening. And I will see you next time.